Well, happy Sunday, and welcome to Quick Bite History Live, where we do our best to have a little fun with history. Now, you can normally catch us each Wednesday evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern and 4:30 Pacific time. But tonight, we're all on drone watch here on the East Coast, and we're happy to come to you with a pop-up live. We're going to do 3 reprised rounds of Guess Who robots painting tonight. Watch our robots paint and listen to my clues, and you all make your guesses. As we first will be exploring a blast from the past. Can you name these 80s music legends? And then we'll be testing our knowledge with 20 iconic kings and queens through history. And if you do stick around, we do have a third round tonight featuring top 20 stars of early television. Now, do please check in the chat. Say hello. This is where you'll be giving your answers, and I'll do my best to address all your questions as we go. Hey, Rhombus, what's up? Good to see you tonight. If Irina's on the road, so we're not going to be seeing her tonight, and this is a pop-up, so we'll just have to see who shows up. And we are all have our eyes peeled for the drones tonight. I don't know if you've heard these stories, but there's quite the activity here in the East Coast of America. Anyway, let's get it going. I'm going to fire up the robots. You know the rules around here. Robots paint, you guess. I give some clues along the way. We tend to start off easy and get harder over time. So remember, this first category is 80s music legends. And again, we'll start off kind of easy. This gentleman started as the youngest member of a family music group. He was known for his extraordinary dance moves, especially the moonwalk. I think we already know who this is. His album Thriller became the best-selling album of all time. Who's here too? Hey, what's going on, man? That's right. We've got the king of pop. And everybody knows his iconic single glove and leather jacket look. I think that's what he's got going here. That's right, this is Mr. Michael Jackson. Hey, I got a little cloud cover and rain right now, so I'm hoping the Starlink's working okay right now. It's supposed to clear up soon, so it'll get better if it's a little sketchy right now. Anyway, yeah, this first one is Michael Jackson. They do start off a little easy, and again, the category is 80s music legends. So next up, she is known for her constantly reinventing her image and pushing boundaries. Early in her career, she was known for her distinct style of layered clothing and religious imagery. That's right. Do you remember that? Yeah. I told you they started off easy. A little easier than the famous architects. Her hits included Like a Virgin and Material Girl. She dominated both music charts and fashion trends in the 1980s. She was often referred to as the queen of pop. Pretty good rendition, right? The robots are on point tonight. They got it going on. Yes, indeed, this is Madonna. Anybody remember Madonna's real name? I'm blanking on it right now. Anybody know? Madonna's influence extended beyond music into fashion and culture, shaping the decade pop scene. Back in the 80s. Still trying to be relevant today. Next up, This gentleman was a multi-instrumentalist known for blending funk, rock, and R&B. He is famous for his flamboyant fashion and symbol-like logo. And then later in the career, right, that became his name, right? He was just the logo. Only a logo. His song Purple Rain became an anthem of the 1980s. He is known for unparalleled creativity and a mysterious persona. Yes, indeed. And he's always purple. So the robots got that right. His guitar solos and vocal range were legendary. I think you both have this one. Yes, indeed. This is Mr. Prince. Prince's unique sound and style made him a revolutionary figure in music and culture. Anybody remember his real name? I should have looked these up ahead of time. All right, next up. This gentleman was nicknamed the Boss. He is known for his blue-collar roots and storytelling through his music. Yeah, it looks like him. Yeah, you guys are good at these. His album, Born in the USA, was a huge commercial success. He often wrote songs about working-class struggles. Yeah, robots are getting it done tonight. Or you guys are just good at guessing the clues. One or the other. Let's see. He's known for his high-energy marathon-length concerts. So I never went to a Bruce Springsteen concert, but I guess they were very long back in the day. He would just play and play and play. He had a good band, right? The E Street Band. That's right. Mr. Bruce Springsteen's music resonated with a generation of Americans looking for hope and perseverance. Okay. All right, next up. She started as a model before turning to music. Her debut album became the best-selling debut album by a woman in history at the time. Jane Fonda? Yes. She is known for her powerful, soulful voice that could hit impossible notes. She sang one of the most iconic renditions of the Star-Spangled Banner. I think that was at a Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. I think you guys know who this is. Yes, sure it is. Her song, I Will Always Love You, became an all-time classic. Yeah, Stewart's on top of it. Whitney Houston became one of the best-selling music artists of all time, known for her vocal prowess. She had a big range for sure. A lot of hits. And she became basically a movie star too, right? Tragic. She'll be in the tragic people of rock and roll history, which is a good category. We should do that. Make a note. Make a note. Let's do tragic figures. Anyway, I think you guys might recognize this guy already. He's known for his chameleon-like ability to reinvent musical and personal style. He adopted a series of alter egos, including Ziggy Stardust. Yeah. Speaking of British folks, His music blended rock and art, pop, and experimental sounds. Yes, it did. I remember in college, and I was in college in the late 70s, and David Bowie was one of my favorites for sure. Used to listen to the David Live album post partio. That'd be the one where you've had a couple drinks and you're laying backwards over the beanbag chair and listening to David Bowie. His hits Space Oddity and Let's Dance were two of his big hits. David Bowie was a musical and cultural innovator who constantly redefined his image and sound. Oh, your favorite? Yeah, definitely one of my favorites too, especially at that time. Next up, originally the drummer and lead singer of the band Genesis. I think that's probably a good enough clue right there. He's known for his distinctive voice and emotive delivery. Yeah, you know. His solo career took off with hits like In the Air Tonight, famous for the iconic drum break in the Air Tonight. Yeah, that is an iconic song. I love that song. I'm gonna do something here real quick. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm back. Little technical adjustment. That's right, Mr. Phil Collins. He became one of the biggest solo artists of the 1980s with a string of hits. He dominated the 80s charts both as a solo artist and as a former frontman for Genesis. Phil Collins. There he is. Pretty good rendition. Correct you are. You guys are good at these. No question. Okay, let's keep it that side of the pond here. This gentleman first gained fame as half of the pop duo Wham. Remember Wham? I remember Wham. His breakout solo hit was Faith. Yeah, of course. He's known for his striking good looks and deep, soulful voice. True that. He became an icon of the 1980s pop with hits like Careless Whisper. I'm not placing Careless Whisper, but I like this music. His music blended pop and soul and R&B influences. There you go. And yes, you guys all know this one. This is George Michael. George Michael was one of the most successful male pop stars of the 1980s, known for his smooth voice and his charisma. There you go. George Michael. These are fun, huh? It's fun when you know a couple of them. It's not all just educational. Known for her colorful hair and quirky fashion sense, she had an early hit with a feminist anthem, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. She's known for her raspy, distinctive voice and punk-inspired style. Yeah, you guys know all these. She's famous for her theatrical and boundary-pushing performances. Theatrical. She won hearts with her powered ballad time after time. That's right. So many people, had their biggest hits be ballads. It's like, you remember the hair rock bands like Kiss and all that? Their big songs were always ballads. Weird. That's right. This is Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper was a feminist icon of the 1980s, blending pop, punk, and new wave styles into her music. That's right, Cyndi Lauper. Next up. The flamboyant and charismatic frontman of a little band called Queen. He is known for his wide vocal range and operatic style. He co-wrote many of Queen's biggest hits, including Bohemian Rhapsody. Ready? That's right. Yeah, good picture too. Robots on fleek tonight. His distinctive voice made Queen one of the most influential bands of all time. Yes, indeed. And you guys all know this is Freddie Mercury. Another one that'll make our list on our Tragic Rockers segment that'll be coming up in the, let's say sometime in January. We'll do Tragic Rockers. Freddie Mercury is remembered as one of the greatest rock vocalists and performers in history. Freddie Mercury. There he is. All right, time for an American. She gained fame as the lead female vocalist of a legendary rock band. She is known for ethereal voice and flowing bohemian style stage outfits. Yes, definitely bohemian. Her solo hits included Edge of 17 and Stand Back. Yeah. No. Yes and no. Stuart has it. She wrote some of the band's biggest hits, including Rhiannon. Yeah, at the time I really had a thing for her when I was in college. Yeah, they were big. They were very big. Her time with Fleetwood Mac made her a rock icon. I don't know if Deborah Harry's in this list. Keep it in mind for future. That's right. Stevie Nicks became one of the most influential women in rock music, both with Fleetwood Mac and as a solo artist. Next up. Now, she started her career all the way back in the 1960s as part of a duo with her then husband. Her raspy voice and dynamic stage presence made her a force in both rock and pop. That's right, you guys got it. She released a career-defining album in the 1980s titled Private Dancer. So I don't know if you guys remember. So Ike and Tina Turner were kind of big in the 60s, but then she made her big mark in the 80s. She's famous for her hits, What's Love Got to Do with It? And her electrifying live performances. She is known as the Queen of Rock and Roll. So she is the queen. That's right. You guys know it is Tina Turner. Tina Turner's comeback in the 80s made her a worldwide sensation, cementing her status as a music legend. Tina Turner. And she runs Bartertown. She does. That was classic, huh? It really was. Next up. This gentleman gained fame as part of a Motown group called the Commodores. Yeah, all this stuff's taking me back to my college days, for sure. He's known for his smooth voice and emotional ballads. Stuart, you're fast. You're very fast. He achieved solo success with his hits like Hello and All Night Long. All night long. I can't quite sing that. Maybe I could do a little southern accent. He co-wrote the charity single We Are the World. Did you know that? With Michael Jackson. He co-wrote that. How about that? His easy listening style made him one of the biggest pop stars of the decade. Yes. Mr. Lionel Richie became a pop and R&B icon in the 1980s. He's known for his tender ballads and smooth delivery. And I just remember the Commodores. She's a brick house. She's mighty, mighty, letting it all hang out. Okay, next up. Known as the Piano Man for his early hits of the same name. There you go. He wrote songs blending rock, pop, and classical influences. He's famous for hits like Uptown Girl and We Didn't Start the Fire. And it's still rock and roll to me. Yeah. Uptown Girl. Da, 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 da. And he was married like to a super hot model, right? What's her name? Married to a hot model, no doubt. His music often told stories about working class life and love. His piano-driven rock made him a staple of the 1980s radio. The Piano Man. That's right, this is Billy Joel. Billy Joel's songwriting and piano mastery made him one of the most beloved musicians of the 1980s. Next up. This one's a little weird because it's not a single person's name, it's the band's name. But maybe you guys know the person's name too. A British band known for their stylish music videos and fashion-forward image. Their music blended new wave, synth pop, and rock influences. Christy Brinkley, yeah. I remember from National Lampoon's Vacation, right, with Chevy Chase. That was classic. Classic. Anyway, this is the band, and I don't know what the individual guy's name is, but they were famous for hits like Hungry Like a Wolf and Rio. Remember Rio? That was like one of the first MTV videos or something. It was hot. It was great. The music videos were iconic in the early days of MTV. I just said that. I knew that. Known as one of the biggest bands of the 1980s, often dubbed the Fab Five. Yeah, you got it. Is that his name? Simon Le Bon. Now, I learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. Duran Duran became synonymous with the 1980s thanks to their catchy songs and glamorous image. That's right. Hungry Like a Wolf. Her name was Rio, and she... something like that. Next up. A band led by a charismatic frontman with big hair and even bigger anthems. That's a cool clue. A band led by a charismatic frontman with big hair and even bigger anthems. He's known for his blend of hard rock and pop melodies, famous for their anthem, Livin' on a Prayer. Livin' on a Prayer. Who's this? Their mix of power ballads and rockers made them one of the biggest acts of the decade. And so the catch here is that the name of the band is the name of the guy. Yeah. Yeah, you guys got it. Of course. Of course. It's a pretty good picture. Maybe the robots didn't hit that one out of the park. Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi's stadium-filling rock anthems made him one of the biggest acts of the 1980s. Bon Jovi. There he is. Very cool. Let's keep with our British theme that we had going earlier. She is known for her androgynous look and powerful voice, which helped define the new wave genre. She was part of a successful duo that had numerous hits during the 1980s. The most iconic song is Sweet Dreams Are Made of These. Or made of this, I guess. Yeah, you got it. She often sported short, bright red or blonde hair and bold fashion choices. She was the lead singer of the Eurythmics, a synth pop band that ruled the charts in the 1980s. Yeah, they did. Oh, so the Canadians have a slight advantage with over the Brits on the Starlink. It could be. It's definitely a different time zone. That's right. Annie Lennox is correct. Annie Lennox became an iconic figure in the 1980s with her striking appearance and soulful voice, leading Eurythmics to massive success. Okay, we only got 3 left on famous musicians from the 1980s. She is the sister of a famous pop icon, but made her name for herself as a solo artist. Her breakthrough album Control made her a star in the mid-80s. She is known for her crisp dance moves and innovative music videos. She released hits like Nasty, Rhythm Nation, and What Have You Done For Me Lately? Hey, guess, Stuart. You guys know this is Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson emerged as a trailblazer for women pop and R&B, and most famously for a wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? That's right, Janet Jackson. She emerged as a trailblazer for women in pop and R&B, creating a unique sound and image. Okay, 2 more in this category, and then we'll move on. Okay, Rhombus, a Canadian rocker known for his gravelly voice and anthematic love song. His album Reckless made him a superstar in the 1980s. He's famous for hits like Summer of '69 and Heaven. Who knows? He's known for his high energy performances and heartfelt ballads. Canadian rocker. Yeah, okay. Oh, Stuart has it. And this is trying to get it. His blend of rock and pop made him one of the most successful solo acts of the decade. Bryan Adams. Bryan Adams' mix of heartland rock and romantic ballads earned him a lasting legacy in music. Bryan Adams. I'm not sure that's the most perfect picture of Bryan. They've been pretty good tonight. Okay, last up. A British singer, songwriter, pianist known for his flamboyant stage presence and distinctive glasses. And that clue should do it. I don't think you need another clue. He collaborated frequently with lyricist Bernie Taupin. His fashion sense included elaborate outfits and oversized glasses that became his signature. Yeah. One of his most iconic performances was the Can You Feel the Love Tonight for Disney's The Lion King soundtrack. Huh. Didn't know that. Yeah, I think the robots nailed him. That's pretty good. Yeah. Elton John. Elton John's unique blend of pop and rock made him one of the most enduring and successful musicians of the 1980s and beyond. All right, well, you guys rocked that category. Yes. And I think we came up with a future category, so that's good. We're going to come up with the tragic stories of rock and rollers or something like that for a future round. Anyway, you guys did pretty well with that. Let's try another round, though. Next up is going to be 20 iconic kings and queens through history. So these jump all around, go way back, come up more to the present. Anyway, iconic kings and queens through history is our next category. So we're going to jump right in. This ruler ascended to the throne at a very young age during Egypt's 18th dynasty. His reign was relatively short and largely uneventful in terms of military conquests. And we're talking about 1342 BCE, just so you know. The most famous discovery related to him was made in 1922. Who knows who this is? It looks just like it. I don't think we know exactly what he looked like. His tomb was found almost entirely intact, filled with treasure. Yes. Very good. We'll give Stuart that one for having the more complete name. He is often referred to as the Boy King. Did you know that? Just like the Lion King. No, I guess that's known as Lion King. This is the Boy King. Okay, got it. King Tutankhamun's tomb was one of the most famous archaeological discoveries, sparking global interest in ancient Egypt. There it is. Okay, next up. She was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt. I have a real hard time with those soft P's. And Ptolemaic, I always kind of, but I don't need to, right? It's just Ptolemaic. Or is it Ptolemaic? Soft P. You've got it. Her love affairs with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony have been immortalized in history and literature. And I've got like 10 videos on her on my channel. So if you want to go see clip, in fact, I have a brand new one that is using some of these new AI video softwares, and we made it a music video. So you do need to check that out. If anybody stick around to the end, maybe I'll play it. She's often depicted as a great beauty. She famously died by suicide via a snake bite. That's right. Cleopatra VII remains one of the most famous female figures in history, symbolizing both political intrigue and romantic tragedy. There you go. Next up, equally famous, he was a king of Sparta. known for his military leadership. His reign was marked by a significant conflict with a much larger Persian force. He led a small group of warriors in a legendary last stand. Yeah, you got it. That is correct. This is around 540 BCE. How about that? The battle he fought became synonymous with courage and sacrifice. The story is famously depicted in the phrase, "This is Sparta!" Kicking the guy into the hole. Not cool. That's right, this is King Leonidas. Leonidas the First, actually. And the stand at the Battle of Thermopylae is one of the history's most celebrated acts of heroism, famously depicted in the movie 300. All right, next up. Let's go to 63 BCE. This leader was the first emperor of Rome. Actually, he passed in 14 CE, so that's a little closer to when he was doing anything good. He established the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace across the Roman Empire. His rule transformed Rome from a republic to an empire. This is the guy. He was originally named Octavian before taking his imperial title. He was one of the adopted sons of Julius Caesar. No, it's not Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar was the last emperor before it became an empire. So he wasn't really an emperor, the last leader of the republic. So this is the first guy. He was originally named Octavian, and then he was later called Emperor Augustus. Emperor Augustus. Augustus laid the foundation for the Roman Empire, establishing a legacy that would influence Western civilization for centuries. Let's head east. This gentleman was the first emperor to unify China under one rule. His reign marked the beginning of the Qin dynasty, spelled Qin. He is known for a massive construction project that was intended to protect its empire from invasions. His burial site is guarded by a vast army of life-size terracotta soldiers. You guys have seen that, right? That's something creepy. Creepy as heck. He is credited with building the Great Wall of China. Anybody know this little emperor's name? He's the terracotta army guy, and he built the Great Wall. So he's a big guy. Very important. 259 BCE. So even before the Roman Republic switched to an empire. Whoa, parallel with the Roman Republic, right? Well, Ming, that's a pretty big guess, but that's incorrect. This is Emperor Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang. He's known for his contributions to Chinese history, including the unification of the country and the construction of enduring monuments. I'm getting behind. Next one, he was a medieval ruler known for his efforts to unite much of Europe. His reign marked the beginning of the Carolinian Renaissance. He was crowned as Emperor of the Romans by the Pope on Christmas Day in the year 800. This is the guy that reunified the Holy Roman Empire. This is the guy. Biggest king in probably history. This is the Dark Ages, right? He is often referred to as the father of Europe. at least the Middle East, for his role in shaping the continent's future. His name means Charles the Great, and he laid foundations for modern France and Germany. Yeah, you got it. That's who it is. Nice crown. Charlemagne. King Charlemagne. Not the guy that does the podcast. Not him. This is the original Charlemagne. Charlemagne's reign significantly influenced the development of medieval Europe. That's what I was looking for, medieval Europe, not the Dark Ages. All right, next up, she was the last monarch of the Tudor dynasty and ruled during a time of great cultural change. We're talking about 1533. Her reign saw the defeat of the Spanish Armada, a major military victory for England. She was known for her intelligence, political savvy, and never marrying, earning her a famous nickname. Virgin Queen, I think. Yeah. The period of her reign is often referred to as the Elizabethan era. Just because she wasn't married didn't mean she was a virgin necessarily, right? I don't think it's synonymous. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's you guys got the right answer. She was called the Virgin Queen and famously ruled over English Renaissance. Queen Elizabeth I's reign is celebrated for its contributions to English culture, the arts, and the establishment of England as a major world power. She was the start of it. This is when the British started developing their navy and started trying to kick the Spanish butt. All kinds of great history involved in that stuff. All right, next up. He became king of France at a very young age and ruled for an extraordinary 72 years. That's pretty long for kings, because normally they're all getting like their head chopped off and stuff, right? His reign is often associated with the concept of absolute monarchy. He is known for his famous statement, "L'état, c'est moi." I guess that means I am the state. Absolute monarchy. He commissioned the construction of the Palace of Versailles, a symbol of royal power and opulence. You guys know who this is? This is the big French guy. Was there a King John of France? I don't know. Maybe. He is famously known as the Sun King. 72 years. He was born in 1638 and passed in 1715. He built the Palace of Versailles, and this is King Louis the 14th. Louis the 14th. Louis the 14th's reign is one of the longest in European history, and it played a crucial role in shaping the power and culture of France. Yeah, so he was responsible for France becoming a great power at that time. She was born a German princess before becoming one of Russia's most renowned rulers. Her reign saw the expansion of the Russian Empire and significant modernization efforts. She corresponded with many Enlightenment thinkers and sought to apply their ideas in her rule. She came to power after a coup d'etat that deposed her husband, Peter III. I was just reading the Michener book, Alaska, and it goes all the way back to when Catherine was promoting the exploration of Alaska and the Aleutian. Yeah, you guys got it. Catherine the Great. Catherine the Great expanded Russian territories and worked to modernize Russia, earning her a lasting legacy as one of the country's most influential rulers. She followed up Peter. And they built these amazing palaces up in St. Petersburg. If you ever get to travel there, well worth the effort. They'll reopen tourism sometime. That was a great. I got to tour several places in St. Petersburg, and it was awesome. Here we go. He was the second Tudor monarch. Is best known for his 6 marriages. His desire for an amulet, and his desire for an annulment led to England's break with the Roman Catholic Church. Huh. He established the Church of England, becoming the supreme head. Yeah, you got it. So, yeah, he wanted a divorce, so he had to quit the old religion and start his own. There you go. Good excuse. His reign saw significant religious and political upheaval in England. He is often depicted in portraits wearing a large fur-trimmed coat. That's right, with the little acorns or whatever's inside the coat. And holding a scepter, right? Holding the scepter. Yeah. Yes, this is King Henry VIII. Henry VIII, I am. Now, who sang that? Who sang that song? Henry VIII, I am. British band? You guys know? They made him look like you. Wow. Hey, Ryan, what's up? Anyway, yes, that was King Henry. Moving on. We can come back to some of that. She ascended to the throne at the age of 18 and ruled for 63 years. Her era was marked by industrial progress, scientific discovery, and expansion of the British Empire. Yeah, she was responsible, led the country during a big expansion. She was known for the strict personal morality and deep sense of duty. The period of her reign is often referred to as the blank era, a time of cultural and political change. Well, you guys got it already, so we can call it the Victorian era. She was the namesake of an entire era that was, and she was married to Prince Albert. Is that Prince Albert in a can? You guys ever heard that? The phone prank where they call the convenience store and ask if they have Prince Albert in a can? And if they do, they should let him out. You ever heard that? That's right, this is Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria's reign was a time of significant change in Britain, and her influence extended beyond the borders of the United Kingdom. There you go. Now we're jumping around a little bit. Let's head back to Egypt. He ruled during the 19th dynasty and is considered one of the most powerful pharaohs ever. His reign included the famous Battle of Kadesh, one of the earliest recorded battles in history. He is known for his extensive building projects, including the temples at Abu Simbel. Does anybody know which pharaoh was responsible for Abu Simbel? He was often depicted with a distinctive tall, flat-topped crown and a false beard. Yeah. How'd you know that? Maybe you watch my videos. You watch all my videos. He is known as Ramses the Great and had a remarkably long reign of 60 years. Also, he is King Ramses II. And this we're talking about 1303 to 1213 BCE. A long time ago. One of the most famous pharaohs in Egyptian history. There you go. Next up, I'm going to give you the dates, 990 to 931 BCE. He was the son of King David and ruled over the United Kingdom of Israel. He is known for his wisdom, which was said to be unparalleled among rulers. That's the key clue, right? His reign was marked by peace and prosperity, allowing for extensive building projects. Yeah, you got it right. He is credited with constructing the first temple in Jerusalem. That's right. His name is synonymous with wisdom, and he is often associated with the famous story of the two women and a baby. Yes, and he was smart enough to not cut the baby in half. So that's wisdom. That's right, King Solomon. King Solomon. King Solomon is a central figure in biblical history, and his legacy as a wise and just ruler has endured for a millennia. There you go. Didn't cut the baby in half. Solid move. All right, this is a given. She was the Queen of Castile and Leon and played a crucial role for unifying Spain. And we're talking about 1451 to 1504, Columbus time. She was a devout Catholic and established the Spanish Inquisition to enforce her religious uniformity. Well, that wasn't very nice of her. She sponsored Christopher Columbus's 1492 voyage, which led to the European discovery of the Americas. Only in America. That's a different one. That's the Oscar winner show. Anybody remember who this is? She sponsored Christopher Columbus. She's often remembered for her role in both religious and territorial expansion during the late 15th century. No, not Queen Maria. She looks like a Maria, but it's not Maria. And Maria was the name of the one I was singing the song about. This is Queen Isabella. Queen Isabella the First. She's the Columbus Queen. Her reign was pivotal in Spanish history, laying the groundwork for Spain's rise as a global power. Next up, he was the King of England, best known for his role in the Third Crusade. He was a crusader. He spent much of his reign abroad, fighting in the Holy Land. You got it, Stuart. Yeah, good. I didn't even have to give very many clues there. He was captured and held for ransom on his way back from the Crusades. Bummer. His epitaph, the Lionheart, reflects his courage and strength in battle. Richard the Lionheart, of course. Yeah. Looks like him, right? He was a crusader. King Richard the Lionheart is one of the most famous medieval kings, known for his military leadership and chivalric ideas. How would you pronounce that? Chivalric ideals. Yeah, sorry if you're getting a slow starting. Well, our weather's good though, so it should be clearing up. It's all clear from here. Anyway, yeah, he was king. Well, we're on the next one already. He was the King of Wessex. He was a scholarly ruler who promoted education and legal reform. He is credited with creating a navy to defend England's coast. So this is the guy who started the navy, but it was this guy's all the way back 849 to 899. Wow. Oh, well, you know what? This is the guy that was actually a Viking, right? And he was in England and he became king. Who's that? He is credited with creating the navy. He is the only English monarch to be given the title the Great. Yeah. Is that true that he was actually a Viking? I don't know. I think that's true. I don't know. There you go. Alfred the Great is remembered as a wise and just ruler who laid the foundations for the unification of England. Jumping around a bit, let's go back to Egypt. She was the wife of Pharaoh Akhenaten and played a significant role in his religious revolution. Her image is one of the most iconic from ancient Egypt, known for its exquisite beauty. She and her husband promoted the worship of the sun god Aten, breaking with traditional Egyptian religion. Not Khufu, not Khufu. Her bust, discovered in 1912, is one of the most famous artifacts from ancient Egypt. She was a queen of Egypt, celebrated for her beauty and influence during her husband's reign. Who knows? 1370 to 1330 BCE. She's the hottest one. She's the hottest queen. Queen Nefertiti, of course. Queen Nefertiti is one of the most famous figures from ancient Egypt, known for her beauty and her role in major religious transformation. Next up, he was born in the Mongolian steppes and rose to become the leader of a vast empire. We're talking about 1162 to 1227 AD. Or CE, if you prefer. He united the Mongol tribes and expanded his empire across Asia and into Europe. His empire became the largest contiguous land empire in history. That's right, everybody knows. He is known as the founder of the Mongol Empire, a legendary conqueror. Yes, sir, this is Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan's legacy as a military genius and empire builder has left a lasting impact on world history. There he is, the Genghis Khan. As far as we know, the robots hit this one right on the button. Nice crown, too. We don't often see Genghis in a crown. Next up, we got two more in this category. Two more. Then we'll move on. She was born an Austrian archduchess and married into French royalty family at the age of 14. She became the Queen of France at a time of growing unrest, unlucky her, among the French populace. She was widely criticized for her extravagant lifestyle during a period of economic hardship in France. A popular but incorrect attribution is that she said, "Let them eat cake," when told the poor had no bread. Yes, you have it. Let them eat cake. I thought Nancy Pelosi said. I'm not sure. I might be wrong. Hillary Clinton? I don't know. She was the Queen of France before the French Revolution was executed by guillotine. Not good. Bury the headless. Queen Marie Antoinette. Marie Antoinette remains a symbol of excess of monarchy. There you go. Okay, last one. Last and hardest. He ascended to the throne during a time when Japan was transitioning from feudal society to a modern state. His reign marked the end of the Tokugawa shogunate and the restoration of the imperial rule. There you go. Under his leadership, Japan underwent rapid industrialization and modernization, adopting Western technologies and practices. No. That sounds like a Japanese name, though. I don't think so. He presided over Japan during a time of significant cultural, political, and social change known as the, I can't say it because that's his name, Restoration. He is remembered as the emperor who helped transform Japan into a modern world power. Emperor blank. Emperor Meiji. Emperor Meiji, 1852 to 1912. Emperor Meiji's reign was pivotal in Japan's history, marking the country's emergence as a global power through modernization and industrialization. So there you go. You guys did awfully good at that. Maybe not quite as good as the 80s musicians, but I thought you did pretty well. So anyway, if you're willing to hang around, the next category is top stars of early television. So that won't be too hard. So let's throw that up there. Now remember how this works. The robots paint, you guys guess. I give some clues along the way. We start off easy and they get a little harder, like that last category. He was nicknamed Mr. Television for his early dominance in the median. Here he is, the Mr. Television guy. He started in vaudeville before becoming a television star. His show helped drive TV set sales in the 1950s. Yeah, so the first few TV shows in the 50s were what drove the TV sales because they didn't have anything yet. So everybody wanted to see this guy because they're tired of radio. His show helped drive TV sales, and he was one of NBC's first big stars. So NBC was the first channel, I guess. He hosted something called the Texaco Star Theater. Anybody remember what that is? Texaco Star Theater, early television. We're doing stars of early television. This guy was actually known as Mr. Television. Anybody know? 1950s. This is Mr. Milton Berle. Milton Berle was a television pioneer whose variety show was instrumental in making TV popular. There you go. Milton Berle. Next up, I think you'll recognize this lady. She was a B-movie actress before transitioning to television. Her husband was a Cuban band leader. I think you know this one. I think you know this one. Her iconic comedy show was groundbreaking for TV. She was a trailblazer as a female producer and studio head. There you go. And I think the robots got this picture pretty good. Be hard to think that was someone else. She starred in a little show called I Love Lucy. She was born in 1911, passed in 1989. That's right, Lucille Ball. Lucille Ball revolutionized television comedy and became a trailblazer for women in entertainment production. She was a boss. She was the first boss girl. Yeah, there she is. I think you'll know this next guy. Early television star. He was a comedic violinist. Didn't know there was those things, but a comedic violinist. He started his career in radio before transitioning to TV. You're absolutely right. Her hair is not as good as mine. My hair tonight is not on fleek though. My wife was not available to style my hair tonight. so I couldn't mimic my avatar tonight. But more natural. Who knows who this is? He was famous for his miserly persona. He perfected the use of comedic slow burn reaction. Never heard that before. Who knows who this is? I think you guys know, a comedic violinist. He's famous for being cheap. Okay. Nona's World. That's right. Jack Benny. Jack Benny was a pioneering figure in comedic television, bridging radio and TV, with a unique blend of timing and self-deprecating humor. Next up, she started on the Broadway stage. She was often cast as a sidekick to a zany lead actress. Her comedic foil on TV was her character's on-screen husband. She became famous playing a nosy, loyal best friend. She portrayed Ethel Mertz on the I Love Lucy show. And she was on all kinds of stuff. You know, there were only so many actresses back then. She was born in 1907 and passed in 1979. Who is this? Nona knows. Nona's World. We are living in Nona's world. Vivian Vance. Vivian Vance brought charm and wit to her role as Ethel Mertz, creating one of the most beloved supporting characters in sitcom history. There you go. And if you're new around here, we're doing the category of stars of early television stars. And we're doing robot speed painting. And robots paint, you guess. And I give some clues. And that's it. So good luck. He began his entertainment career as a saxophonist. His gift for dialects and impressions set him apart. He worked with Imogen Coca in one of the first big sketch comedy shows. He started a comedy variety show that helped shape the future of TV. Who knows who this is? It's the star of Your Show of Shows. So it was really the first kind of variety show, let's call it. And they did sketch comedy, which set up many years of the same format. Who knows who this is? He was the star of Your Show of Shows. No? No one knows? Oh, you'll know the name when I say it. Going once, going twice. This is Mr. Sid Caesar. Sid Caesar, 1912 to 2014. He lived a long time. Sid Caesar was a sketch comedy trailblazer whose innovative humor influenced generations of comedians and writers. Hey, oh, you had it, Norman. Sorry, I didn't see it. You had it. Next up. She was known for playing the wisecracking friend in Hollywood movies. She always played the same role. She transitioned from radio to television seamlessly. She was a regular on the Bob Hope Show and the George Byrne and Gracie Allen Show. And the picture is really good, actually. Once you know who this is, you'll say, that picture was pretty good. She starred as the quick-witted school teacher in a popular sitcom. She played the title role in Our Miss Brooks. Anybody know who this is? Bob Hope Show, George Byrne Show. I'm sorry, George Byrne and Gracie Allen Show. Who knows who this is? You're going to know it when I say it. This is Eve Arden. Eve Arden, born in 1908, passed in 1990. Eve Arden was a master of delivering sarcastic, sharp-tongued humor, making her a beloved figure in early television sitcoms. I think you'll know the next guy. He was known for his trademark cigar and grease paint mustache. People don't know what that grease paint mustache is. He was a member of a famous comedy team that appeared in movies. Rhombus! Had to break the spell. He didn't want Nona winning them all. His quick wit made a standout in vaudeville and Hollywood. He hosted long-running game shows that featured his ad-libbed humor. He was the host of You Betcha Life. And I remember watching that on reruns. Me and the boys would stay up and watch Johnny Carson. And I remember watching You Betcha Life in reruns. It was pretty good. Pretty good. Everybody's got it. Groucho Marx. Groucho Marx brought vaudeville-style humor to early television, solidifying his status as a comedic icon. There you go. All right, we'll see if we can make them a little harder now. You guys are doing too good. Here we go. She won an Academy Award for a dramatic film role before transitioning to TV. She became a symbol of the 1950s American family values. That's a key clue, probably. She played a devoted wife and mother on TV. Her popular sitcom ran for 8 seasons. Yes. Nona. Nona knows. Donna Reed. Donna Reed helped shape the image of the ideal American housewife in television sitcoms during the 1950s and 1960s. So I think, what do they call that now? She's a trad wife. I think that's what they kids call it, a trad wife. Donna Reed. Donna Reed Show. She got the show named after her, anyway. Pretty good. There you go. Early television. Next up. He started his career in vaudeville and radio. He was known for creating numerous lovable comedic characters. His variety show became a staple of the 1950s and 1960s television. I remember seeing it in the 60s when I was a kid. I remember it. He specialized in physical comedy and slapstick. Yes, you have it. No. You know these. Early television. Nona's World. We'll just rename it the show next week. Nona's World. Red Skelton. Red Skelton was the master of physical comedy whose characters and style made him a beloved figure in television variety shows. And he painted clowns on velvet, right? That was his painting. He would do these paintings, right? And they were clowns on velvet. Am I right? I think I'm right. Anyway, next up. She was once married to a future U.S. president. She won an Academy Award for Best Actress in the 1940s. She was known for playing dramatic roles on both TV and film. Recognize her? She had a leading role in a primetime soap opera in the 1980s. Nancy was Reagan's other wife. This is the other wife. She starred in Falcon's Crest. Who knows Reagan's other wife? Born in 1914, passed in 2007. This is Jane Wyman. Jane Wyman was a talented actress whose career spanned decades, from Oscar-winning performances to starring roles in primetime television. There you go. We're halfway home in this category. We've got 10 more stars of early television. He began his career on Broadway as a comic performer. I think you'll know this one. He won several Emmy Awards for his television work. He was known for playing a scheming army sergeant. So we're moving up into the 1960s television shows now, obviously. His most famous character led a platoon in a long-running sitcom. Yeah. There you go, Stuart. That's right. Bill Silvers. Bill Silvers' show starring as Sergeant Bilko. Bill Silvers brought slapstick and quick-witted humor to television, creating one of the most memorable sitcom characters of the 1950s into the 60s. There you go. Yeah, Nona's got it. But Stuart had it. Good job, guys. We're kind of jumping around on the timeline, so don't let that throw you. She first gained fame playing the wife of a comedy writer in the 1960s. She starred in two beloved sitcoms, one in the 60s and one in the 70s. She portrayed a single woman working in television news during the 1970s. I think you know who this is. She was known for throwing her hat in the air at the opening of her show. Yeah. Nona's got it. Yeah, so who remember what was the we'll pass on that for now. But anyway, the Mary Tyler Moore Show, right? And Mary Tyler Moore helped redefine women's roles on television, portraying independent, career-focused woman who influenced generations of viewers. Mary Tyler Moore. She was born in 1936 and passed in 2017, in case you didn't know. That's right. Mary Tyler Moore. Next up, number 13. He was known for his physical comedy and singing abilities. He starred in a family sitcom in the 1960s about a television writer. Which is why I didn't want to tell you, because this is the other show that Mary Tyler Moore was in, right? He played a chimney sweep in a beloved Disney film. Chim chimney, chim chimney, tree, chim, yeah, something like that. He shared the screen with Mary Tyler Moore in the 60s. Dickerson, you do say. Is that really his name, Dickerson? Or is it Richard? That's right, Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke brought charm, wit, brilliant comedic timing to both television and film, cementing his place as one of America's favorite entertainers. I remember Dick Van Dyke because he had a home near where I grew up. I grew up down in South Orange County at Capistrano Beach, and he had a home on the cliff there for many, many years. Dick Van Dyke. All right, next up, we're working on her. You'll know this one. She starred in a popular 1980s sitcom about four older women living together. She holds the Guinness Book of Records for the longest TV career. She was a beloved animal rights activist. She won an Emmy for her role as the man-hungry Sue-Ann Nivens. I guess she was man-hungry. I never related to that. Was Sue-Ann Nivens man-hungry? I don't remember that part. Yes, she started in Golden Girls, and you guys all have it. She was born in 1922 and passed in 2021. Just recently. That's right, this is Betty White. Betty White was a television legend whose groundbreaking career spanned over 7 decades, earning her a place in the hearts of generations of fans. There you go. 6 more. This gentleman was born in Cuba and became a band leader in the United States, or at least on television. He popularized the conga line in America. He was married to Lucille Ball, both on and off screen. That's a feat. He co-founded Desilu Productions, known as World. Kind of looks like it. He starred as Ricky Ricardo on I Love Lucy. Yes, she does. Desi Arnaz. Desi Arnaz was born in 1912 and passed in 1986. He was a groundbreaking television producer and actor who pioneered techniques still used in TV production today. And I do have a personal story about Desi Arnaz. We'll talk about that later. Sometime. Anyway, this gal was known for her expressive face and comedic timing. She was a frequent collaborator with Sid Caesar. So if you remember the early clues, she was a star of early sketch comedy television shows. She performed many zany and slapstick roles on television. She was zany. Kind of looks a little zany. Maybe that's why she got those roles. Nona knows. She was a cast member of the Your Show of Shows. She was born in 1908 and passed in 2001. And yes, Nona knows that it's Imogene Coca. Imogene Coca was one of television's first female sketch comedians, leaving a lasting legacy with her incredible versatility and wit. Zany. She was zany. There were quite a few women of early television. This gal was known for playing a scatterbrained character. She was part of a comedy duo with her husband. Her partner was famous for the catchphrase, "Say goodnight, Gracie." I think we're going to get this. She often played the straight woman to her husband's deadpan humor. Yeah, it was kind of a strange combination. I remember watching reruns of it though. It's very good. She was part of the Burns and Allen comedy team. Yeah, Nona knows. This is the Allen half. This is Gracie Allen, born in 1895. Holy smokes. Passed in 1964, unfortunately. Gracie Allen was a comedic genius who helped shape early television comedy alongside her husband, George Burns. There you go. Gracie Allen, one of the stars of early television. Next up, she was known for her wild hair and outrageous costumes. Yes, she was. Her comedy style was self-deprecating and centered around her fictitious husband, Fang. His name was Fang. And the way she said it was so funny. She was one of the first female stand-up comics to gain mainstream success. Yeah. Nona knows. Her hair actually looked kind of organized in the robots picture. She often joked about her appearance and domestic life. She starred in her own TV specials and variety shows. Her husband, Fang. Yeah, Cyndi Lauper's mom. Exactly, Cyndi Lauper's mom. Phyllis Diller. Phyllis Diller was born in 1917 and passed in 2012. She broke ground for women in comedy with her unapologetic style, becoming a role model for future generations of female comedians. Phyllis Diller. There you go. We got two left. We're doing stars of early television. This next one's a hard one, I think. We'll see. His father was best known for playing the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. So this guy's father played the Tin Man. Does that help? He became a successful film and television director. This guy was a director, not a star. Makes it harder. He directed tributes and retrospectives on the history of Hollywood. Now, he was maybe most famous for marrying Judy Garland's daughter, Liza Minnelli. So that's an interesting connection. His father played the Tin Man, and he married Judy Garland's daughter. Nona knows. This is Nona's world. He directed a show called That's Entertainment. And yes, indeed, this is Mr. Jack Haley Jr. Jack Haley Jr. was a respected director and producer, known for his work on retrospectives of the Golden Age in Hollywood. There you go. Jack Haley. Right. That's what's kind of tough. Let's see you get it. She was a leading lady in Hollywood during the 1930s and 40s before moving to television. She received 4 Academy Award nominations throughout her career. She starred in both film noirs and westerns. Yes, she did. And she won 3 Emmy Awards for her work on television. Now this is a picture of her when she was younger, for sure. So I don't know if that helps. She starred in TV series The Big Valley. So this is a picture of her when she was a movie star, not when she was a TV star. I don't know if that helps. This is a younger picture of her, not like what she looked when she starred in the TV series The Big Valley. Yes, known as Still Nut. There's this question of us trying to trick us with a younger picture. Could not trick her. Barbara Stanwyck was a versatile actress whose career spanned film and television, making her one of the most respected actresses of her generation. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. You guys knew those pretty well. Now, I don't know, did you like these okay? These were all reprised from many months ago. Over the summer, these first showed up on a show, and so I decided to do this show tonight at kind of the last minute, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And we'll be back on Wednesday nights typically, so we'll have a show this Wednesday, the 18th, and then we'll probably take the night off on Christmas night. Hopefully all you guys have a good holiday. But maybe I'll see you on the 18th. We're at 7:30 is our normal time on Wednesday nights. So we'll do it on Wednesday. But again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I think I'll say good night and take it easy. Have a good one.